Well, welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted a lot of stuff. I mean, only one video, so that doesn't really count. I don't even know, like, I only got like 200 views, not really much. But today, I wanted to sit down and I wanted to talk about what it was like transitioning in a really small town that wasn't really prepared for me to transition. So I first started transitioning right before I got on hormones. I went to school wearing like crazy wigs, and I had like a big little clown bow, and like I went for like the Japanese hill witch type of look. Like, I was so into Japanese culture back then that I thought that that was okay. So blame dumb little me for I grew up. Not much grown now, but at least I know what I did back then. So, as you could imagine, going to a school in a small town, looking like a literal clown back then. I looked like a literal clown. There was nothing I could really do about it. I had synthetic wigs. They weren't even lace front. They were like hard edge, not cute, but I just put them on, felt feminine. No one told me that like some fabric softener and a straightener and I could have like silky smooth weave. But back then I was a disaster. I had like green brows for Spirit Week that I used body paint for, so they peeled off halfway through the day, so I ended up without any lashes at all. That's how they knew me when I was in school and transitioning. I didn't look like this in school. I looked like a clown. I have been wanting to make a video about this for so long that it's like, I don't even know how to get the words out of my head onto the screen the way I want them to. And I don't know, like I end up just sitting here really kind of just thinking about it and what I want to say. I have a couple distinct memories that I remember happening. I remember not being allowed to use either the girls' or the guys' bathroom because I made people uncomfortable, which in return made me uncomfortable to go to the school in general. I was allowed to use the nurse's bathroom, but it felt very like, oh, we don't have a place for you, so you can come in here and wait 20 minutes to use the bathroom every time you have to go. And so that didn't work out for me. That was not... I was already apart from people as it was just being transgender in a small town where they had no prior. I mean, I'm sure they did, but they weren't, I don't know, it wasn't as well known as it is now from when I first started transitioning in high school. So couldn't use the bathroom in school, which in return caused me to really just not go to school. And I did fine freshman year. I passed the majority of my class. Sophomore year came around, I went through the whole year, and but I failed everything because clearly I wasn't paying attention. I was going through a lot of stuff. I was getting bullied a lot, which is really hard to think about, and it's almost embarrassing to talk about that I let people like that get to me that were only just kids doing dumb stuff. I don't hold it against anyone. And in reality though, that's what it's like to grow up transgender in a town where people aren't used to that stuff. Being gay was kind of accepted, but not even. Back then, there was nothing in the media about it at all. I only knew about Jeffree Star. I didn't know any other transgender people in real life. My experience going to a public high school wasn't good because the accommodations for someone like me who didn't fit in society at all, or even in the schools. And I guess like I was shown a letter that was sent to my mom, like a couple years ago that went around, and she got it when she went to the high school, and because my mom got a letter. Well, she was able to get access to the letter long after I wasn't even going to school anymore, and it really doesn't matter. But there was a letter saying that Alec Jolliker, which was my name before I legally changed it to Allie, but would now prefer to be called Allie, and please accommodate her, blah blah blah. And I didn't know that this letter was going around. I kind of wish I did, but it really didn't help because people still didn't know how to treat me. People just treated me like they didn't know how to act around me, so it made me feel very lonely, like there wasn't really anyone that I could talk to, which caused a lot of depression, like stuff like that. Went through therapy. I want to go back to when I was in school, when I was sophomore, and I have a memory of when I was sitting alone at a table. We had a new kid, and not gonna say any names because there's really no point to. I don't even remember the math teacher's name. The math teacher introduced me to this kid as the boy that likes to dress as a girl, completely invalidating everything that I was working towards and trying to go, because I was introduced as a boy that dresses up as a girl. So years after that, I had to kind of fight to like prove to people that I wasn't a drag queen, that like this is me, and I am finally now like showing the inside is reflecting on the outside. It took me a while to be able to feel comfortable in my skin, and I still don't really even feel comfortable in my own skin. When I look at myself, I still see that little boy, depressed, just self-harming. It wasn't good. I hated my body. I would take out anger on the world and my situation, the cards I was dealt, on myself, because I felt as though it was my own fault. I have a lot of scars on a lot of my body from self-harming in the beginning stage. And I still struggle with that sometimes. It's nowhere near as bad as it was back then. And it's weird to talk about this, but after watching Jeffree Star's video recently, where he talked about his dark past and like his cutting, really touched me, because back then I heard about Jeffree Star when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and back then I didn't even know that like that was a possible thing, that like I could transcend gender. I didn't have to be just a boy, I guess. I've always known that something was wrong with me. There's something different, I guess, not really wrong. When I was introduced to Jeffree Star by a friend at a time, it was actually in gym class, and I was showed the "we want," probably have to bleep that too, but it was a C word. Back when Jeffree Star had like neon orange hair, and like he was a super inspiration to me back then. So after I realized that that was a thing, and that like after I came out of the closet, I came out as bisexual, which wasn't correct because I knew that I wasn't attracted to women whatsoever, even though I've dated 3 girls. But I wouldn't consider that dating, because it was literally like, oh, we're dating, and then it lasted until they gave up, because clearly. But everyone has their opinions and their views, and so it's very hard to be accepted, especially back then. There was just nothing about it. There was no Orange is the New Black back in 2010. No, none of that. It was just me looking like a clown. After I dropped out of high school, I was out of high school for a couple months before I started back up again when school started my junior year. I started sophomore year all over again at a Waterville alternative school. I hate myself for taking advantage of that, because I could have actually taken advantage of that instead of not. And when I went to that school, I felt as though it was more important for me to have people around me and convince myself and kind of trick myself that I was friends with people and that people cared about me. I cared more about people's acceptance than I did about preparing my own future, which a lot of things I'm not blaming on my past. It's how I decided to deal with it, I guess. I didn't deal with it the way I should have, but I did. I wanted to kind of tell my story about the teacher introducing me as a boy dressed up as a girl, not being allowed to use the bathroom, being told that I could only use the nurse's room because I made people feel uncomfortable, which in return made me feel uncomfortable because now I have to go through waiting 15-20 minutes awkwardly. Like every time I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go and like, it was just not okay. There should have been better accommodations, but I don't blame anyone. Just wish things were different back then. I wish that I could go back in time as the way I am now and go to school. At least I have a lot more confidence now in myself and the things that I do and the way I would put myself out there. I would be able to focus on school more. Wasn't able to focus on school back then because, you know, everything going on, I let it get to me. My past has really shaped me to be how I am today, and all I can really do is work towards my future. And it's really my first video speaking as well because I really am uncomfortable with my voice. If I am to hear myself back, sends shivers down my spine. I absolutely hate it, which is why if I post any video, I haven't had any talking in it at all. Videos of myself I really don't like. Candid pictures, If anyone's going through bullying or transitioning in a school that doesn't accept you, don't let it affect you the way I did, because you don't want those people to be able to ruin your life and your future. Let people defeat you the way I did. Don't end up like me is pretty much the moral of this story, I guess. Let me know if you like this video and if I should do more story time videos. Add me on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. I don't know where I'll put them. I'll probably put them in the link below, probably. Because I don't think I'm as like tech savvy to put like pictures up here and like, I mean, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best, okay? I don't know. It feels really weird to talk about this and I'm really nervous to go back and edit. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. If you did watch it all the way through, please subscribe. Just let me know, I guess, what you thought. Don't let people get you down. Doesn't matter if people bully you because the best revenge is success. Thank you for watching, guys. Sorry for rambling on about a bunch of BS. But if you like this video, subscribe and comment below. Like the video. Let me know what you think, alright? Bye, guys.